That's what I'm gonna be. Yeah. Correct.
Talk is money, honey. All we talk is money. All we talk is money. It's like bees to the honey. Honey, money, honey, money, honey. It's the SOSCAST, baby.
Welcome, everybody out there in internet land. Welcome to the SOSCAST, only here on Valuetainment, the #1 channel in the world for entrepreneurs, for capitalists, for free thinkers. This is what we do here at Valuetainment. Welcome to the SOSCAST, ladies and gentlemen, where finance meets romance, the sexiest financial show in the world. My name's Adam Sosnick. You know this. You know this. You got this. You can call me Sos. And along with my little friend over here, we're here for one reason. We got one mission. It's very simple. It's very effective. It's a highly thought out strategy, and that is we want to see you get paid, laid, and do it your way. Okay. We got that audio in the background. We good, gentlemen? All right. Thank you for that. Thank you guys for being here. When I tell you we've got a lot of action going on this week, we got a lot planned for you. I'm not sure if you've heard. But this Friday, June 2nd, 6 p.m. here in Fort Lauderdale is the Fresh and Fit Valuetainment SOSCAST collab. Last night, Patrick and myself were down in Miami on the Fresh and Fit podcast with Myron, with Walt. We talked all sorts of things, all sorts of topics. Who's ruining America? Who's helping America? What you can do to strategize, to win, to outwork, to out-improve, to outlast, everything that goes with that. We learned that Walt's turned into quite the fresh, quite the lover boy. Myron's standing pat. He's gonna get married potentially, but 4 wives. So I respect the hell out of that. You know me, I'm just looking for some love out there. And of course I'll be signing a prenup so I can save that money, even though, you know, you have certain opinions of your own when it comes to this kind of thing. That's fine. But we're very excited for this Friday. We're doing a giveaway. We're doing giveaways in the. Why don't you explain what's going on in the giveaway? And then we have a special guest popping in via Zoom right after the giveaway.
Awesome. Well, happy SOSCAST Day, everybody. We'll be doing a raffle like we've been doing for the last 2 episodes. So we will be taking your super chats, $5 or more. Once we hit 20 super chats, we'll start putting your name into the raffle. And in the end, we'll put it in the wheel. And we'll let the wheel pick the winner to get 2 lucky tickets to the first ever Fresh and Fit Valuetainment SOSCAST live event. And yeah, that's pretty much will be it for Super Chats. Aside from that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. Because today we have a lot to talk about and a special guest in the building. So without further ado, Sos, take it away.
Yeah. Speaking of this live event, speaking of Fresh and Fit, I believe we have a special guest that's going to pop in to kind of give his expectations for this event this upcoming Friday. So brace for impact, everybody. Returning to SOSCAST and returning to Valuetainment. Let's see if you guys recognize this gentleman popping in live via Zoom. Oh!
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Myron
What's up,
Gaines
guys?
in
How
the
we doing?
house.
How we doing? How we doing?
How we doing? Long time no see.
Yeah, man. It's been a while, hasn't it? It's been a few years.
It's been a few hours, I believe. We were on the PBD podcast this morning, which was
People really
great.
enjoyed that one.
I feel like people saw a different side of you today.
Yeah.
They kind of saw the breadth of your knowledge when it comes to politics, investigations. Obviously, you working at Homeland Security, everything with that. Your take on masculinity, your take on relationships these days. What'd you think about this morning's podcast with PBD?
It was great, man. A lot of I was looking through the comments in the chat, really positive. They really enjoyed it. I might have to, come up every now and then and jump in with you guys whenever you do a home team show or whenever you guys are, having an open discussion on current events. Because I definitely, try to keep my ear to the news. And obviously, there's a lot of fake news out there, so you got to be able to filter out what's real and what's not.
Yeah. No, I think that was great. I know how bad traffic is in Miami, so I empathize with you, brother.
Yeah.
And then last night we had a sick show on Fresh and Fit, PBD and myself, you and Walt, little 2-on-2 action. I think PBD was cooking up some stuff in the kitchen, dropping some knowledge. I think that I think he moved Walt a little bit. I don't know. What was your take on what did Fresh have to say after the podcast? What were your thoughts?
No. It was a great discussion, man. PBD always drops a lot of wisdom. I always learn something new when I listen to him speak, and just the OG in the game. So it's always great to have him and have these discussions. It's great. It's always good to talk to like-minded individuals that have quite a bit of life experience that I can learn from versus dumb bimbos.
Wow, what kind of experience do you have hanging out with dumb bimbos? I've never seen you surrounded by 10, 12, 15 women. What are you talking about?
Dude, holy. It's crazy, man. It's like I'll have a high IQ discussion like during a daytime show, and then we'll go with the girls, and I'll have to like purposely like bring myself down like 30 IQ points to be able to have a conversation with some of these girls.
It's I know the feeling.
Yeah. It's different, man. It's definitely.
What was that?
No, I was gonna say it's even worse because just in general, like people down here in South Florida are just dumber. But just no offense to anybody from South Florida, but just people here in general are dumber. So than other parts of the country. So then you take the dumb people that are already fairly dumb, and then you add in like hot bimbos. Then it's like, bro, the dumbest of the dumb.
Well, I want to hear your summary of why you think that is. I have an opinion. I think there's two reasons. Number one, the language barrier. So I can't tell you how many times I'm just dealing with just nonsensical situations, just the language barrier being here in South Florida. And then number two, there's this kind of like we were talking about today, just the entitlement mentality. I think because it's such hot weather, you have less clothes, so women are hotter, at least perception-wise. And the hotter a woman is, the less she has to bring to the table. I don't know if you might have heard that why women deserve less. I don't know if you ever heard that comment before. But I feel like a lot of women just rely on their looks to get by. And that might last you a few years in your 20s, but that will come to bite you in the end, certainly as you age or hit the wall. What's your, I guess, realization of why maybe the brains don't match the beauty here in South Florida?
Yeah, so this is what I've just realized, because I grew up in the Northeast, right? Grew up in Connecticut, went to college in Boston, lived on the Northeast my entire life, and I can undoubtedly say that people are just smarter in the Northeast in general than in the South in general,
or anywhere in the country for that matter. Anywhere in the country, the Northeast typically. Yeah, that's where the country was founded, and then kind of people went west, young man, that whole thing.
Yeah, all the Ivy League schools are in the Northeast. You got some of the best universities in the world that concentrated in the Northeast. So people in general are smarter from the Northeast. Now, with that said, right, and that's just a generality. It's not always, but in general, right? But down here in South Florida, yes, I agree that here in South Florida, especially namely Miami, I'm going to kind of point out Miami. The girls, right, it's like, there's no need to be smart because it's like no one cares about your intelligence here because this city, and which is, the generality of the world in general, how it goes. But on top of that, like you get by way more by being a hot chick than by being intelligent, which is cool. It's like, hey, I don't give a shit about a girl's intelligence like that because as long as she's inquisitive and she wants to learn, I could work with that. But if you're just a moron and you don't want to learn at all and you're just like kind of stuck in your ways or whatever, that's when I have problems. I don't have problems with a dumb girl. I have a problem with a dumb girl that wants to stay dumb. That's my issue. But people down here typically want to stay dumb, unfortunately. So it is what it is. It's tough to have higher IQ conversations with chicks because they're morons down here. But hey, it's fine. That's what you get when you deal with hotter girls in general. Hot girls a lot of times are stupid. It's just how it is.
And the one thing I will say is I don't care if you can be the hottest girl in the world, you can be the stupidest girl in the world. What I don't put up with is lack of gratitude. Guys will do a lot for women based on beauty, based on access to them, based on being in their world, in their atmosphere. And sometimes all a guy wants you to say is thank you. Thank you. Thank you for dinner. Thank you for drinks. Thank you for letting me in here. Thank you for letting me be a part of this. It's not that hard to do. The challenge is that women down here feel so entitled to free drinks, free food, free access, free clubs, free tickets, free partying, that the concept of saying thank you is almost foreign to them, to some of these foreigners. What's your experience with that?
Yeah, dude. One of my biggest pet peeves is, and I've noticed that just from being down here in Miami especially, this isn't indicative of the South. That's one thing I will say. People down here are nicer, though, in the South. in general, which is why I like the South better and I've been living down here. One thing I've noticed that's very common, especially in Miami, is people don't say fucking thank you down here, which really pisses me off. Like, I'll hold the door open, especially for girls, and they'll just walk by. And a lot of times I make a point to say, you're fucking welcome, man. Like, and this is what I mean when I say, like, a lot of, not all, of course, but there's a staggering majority of chicks that just are not appreciative of any type of chivalrous treatment, which is why I tell guys all the time, being a gentleman is not going to get you anywhere in 2023. Women have to earn chivalry from you nowadays. They can't just be expected, because the problem is that thousands of Sims before you have given a chivalrous treatment, so girls no longer appreciate it.
Yeah, dude, so our threshold for Frank Castling women is a little bit different. Like, like, I'll do it, but it might take me a different level or two than you, right? This is kind of, you know, I don't want to, you know, steal your thunder. This is your world. But the one time, this wasn't even on a show, I'm at, you were at Art Basel this year. Did you step outside the house for that at all?
No, I didn't.
Okay. It's funny, we're doing a whole episode about get out of the house.
It attracts a lot of degenerates, man.
I feel you. So I'm at Art Basel. We're in the sand. There's an art exhibit. Thousands of people there. It's the last day. It's Sunday. It's like fireworks. It's an amazing thing. And I see these two like Latina chicks over there, like typical Miami girls. They're late 30s. They bought themselves a couple plastic pieces to kind of keep up with the 20-something-year-olds, but it ain't working. But I'm sure guys are simping over them. And I realize that one of the girls dropped her ID on the floor. And I'm waiting for her to even pick it up. She doesn't see it. And as just being a good person, I walk over, I'm probably 10 steps away, and I go, oh, hey, is this your ID? You dropped it. Myron, I swear to God, this girl picks it up, looks at it, puts it in her purse. No thank you, no acknowledgement, no nothing. Bro, I Frank Castled her out of an Art Basel exhibit. I was like, what is wrong with you? I just found your ID. Like, be gone. Like, bitch, be gone spray. I wish I had. She's like, I don't have no idea. I was like, I can't even deal with your nonsense right now. But that's sort of indicative of what I've seen. Now, not all women are like this. I'm not trying to put all women out like that. But that is the problem with some women, especially women that rely on their looks more than their brains or what they're bringing to the table.
Well, I always tell guys not to get angry, because a lot of guys let this like piss them off, right? Like a lot of guys legitimately get like rage off of, you know, how a lot of modern day women are unappreciative, not polite, very entitled, very rude, etc. And what I tell guys all the time is put yourself in this woman's shoes for a second, right? Because like I always say, men, you gotta be empathetic towards the female experience if you want to get laid, versus women don't have to be empathetic to the male experience to get laid. That's the difference. So men have to understand women. Said. Women don't have to understand men. And if you don't believe me, watch all the shows where we ask girls, what do men want? They're fucking clueless. But anyway, I digress. The point is this. If you turn 18 and graduated from high school, and then you start getting DMs from Kim Kardashian saying, I'll fly you out to LA, or you're getting hit up by models that have posed on Victoria's Secret, you talk, runway models are hitting you up on Instagram saying, I'll fly you, I'll put you on a boat, come to this party, etc. And they're giving you all these experiences, these opportunities for nothing more than the fact that you're a dude and you have a dick. Well, guess what would happen after 3, 4, 5, 10 years of being given a lavish life for nothing more than the fact that you're a male? You would probably end up being a piece of shit, wouldn't you? You would be entitled. You would think you're special. You would think everyone deserves, everyone needs to bow down on their feet anytime you give them time. You would literally think you're the shit. And that's how a lot of modern day women think. If you've been getting the type of attention and the type of adoration that a lot of these modern day girls get for nothing more than the fact that they have a vagina, you would probably be worse than these chicks. So guys can't get mad. They just have to understand, okay, this is how the world is nowadays. A lot of these girls, I have to move accordingly. I have to put a price on my attention. I have to put a price on my time. I have to not sit here and just validate women for nothing more than the fact that they're 19 years old, hot, and have a vagina. No, I have to make these girls basically chase my validation. And once guys figure this out and they're able to understand that this is the existence that many modern day attractive women have in 2023, it will let them say, okay, now I see why they behave this way. Let me adapt versus crying or having red pill rage or being angry and hating women. No, we teach you guys this stuff not so that you can hate women, but so that you're not going to hate women for what they're never going to be to you, bro, which is an idealistic lover, right? Shout out to Royal Tomasi on that one. But That's what this awareness is about. It's so that you understand women so that you don't hate them. The problem is that a lot of guys hate women because they don't understand them and they don't understand their experience. The way they behave is a direct byproduct of the sexual marketplace and where we are today with technology, social media, endless validation, etc.
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself, and I think you're absolutely right. And this is why I always encourage men to play the long game, because I love your story. No dude's getting flown out, 19 years old, unless you're freaking Zion Williamson and you're playing with Duke and you're getting recruited to the NBA, right? No dude is getting flown out. No dude is getting hit up. It just doesn't work that way. But women are. But what men will eventually understand is sometimes it's going to take 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Sometimes you might wait till you're 30, 35, 40, but your time will come. And at that point, your options will have an infinite reach out there. And that same girl that you're hollering at when you're 19, 20, 21, you're going to kick her to the curb because you're going to have a hot 21-year-old to deal with yourself. So I think
guys got to understand that women get their money up front. You get your money on the back end only if you work hard, right? I've said if you're going to give an analysis, like a comparison, successful men are like self-made millionaires. Women in general are trust fund babies. They're given their value up front. They get their $1 million as soon as they turn 18. It's on them to spend it correctly. You, on the other hand, you get your money on the back end and you're able to enjoy that money for a much longer period, assuming you do the work. It's all under the assumption that you're actually going to go out there and do something. But if you don't do the work, it's a terrible existence as a man. But your light will burn brighter, it will burn longer and more sustainably than a woman's. A woman's will burn brighter, but it's going to be short.
Brother, he's dropping gems out here. Anyway, if you want to see more of this, we're doing a live event here at Valuetainment Studios in Fort Lauderdale with Myron, with Fresh. We're going to have 20 women on the panel discussing, debating, conversating. Are you allowing Chris to be here, or how's that going to work? We got some Hennessy for
Chris
him.
will be there too, guys. You'll be able to hear Peanut Butter Mr. Hennessy. He'll be there as well. And Mo.
So I think we're going to have a link below in the chat. Mm-hmm. It's $59.90liveevent.com. Myron, what are you looking forward to on Friday? What can the crowd expect? What kind of Myron is going to show up this Friday?
Hey, man, the Myron that they already know and come and learn to love, know and love. And we're definitely going to be out there in full force, guys. I'm going to make sure I come by and shake every single person's hand that attends the live, right? I mean, the fact that Valuetainment's able to get you guys these tickets at $50 is fucking crazy. Shout out to them. The general admission, I think last time I looked, we got less than 20 tickets left. So y'all got to get in right now if you guys want to get in. The VIPs are sold out. It's been sold out for a while now. So, but if you want to meet, shake my hand. I'll say what's up to you and everything, no matter, what ticket price you get at. I'll make sure, I think that's very important to be able to meet the people and shake their hands. And that's what I'm focused on. And then obviously giving y'all a good show. And, having some tough discussions that most people aren't privy to having nowadays.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a dynamic that they have not seen out of you or Walt. I think there's going to be a live event. It's going to be raucous in here. There's going to be chicks. There's going to be DJ. There's going to be alcohol flowing. Myron's going to be spitting game. We're going to have clips. We're going to have games. We're going to have all sorts of stuff going on. I think we have about 20 tickets left of the 200 that are being sold. VIP is sold out. I think the premiere, there's a handful of tickets left, and the rest is GA. But get your tickets now, or Myron is going to have to Frank Castle you out of his life, which you don't need in your life. All right, brother.
Yeah, man. I mean, this is going to be our first live event, man. So for all you guys that want to meet us and be able to catch a show live, because I get DMs every single day. Yo, I want to watch a show live in the studio. Come on, man. Realistically speaking, I can't do that, right? So I live here and shit, and I got a bunch of girls. Like, that's a security hazard. So if you guys want to watch a live show, you're going to get that opportunity. Shout out to Valuetainment for hosting it for y'all. Fort Lauderdale, June 2nd, 6 p.m. Make sure you're there at 5 so you can get through security and everything else like that and be able to sit down and get your seat and get a good seat. And, yeah, man, it's going to be lit, man. You'll be able to meet me and Fresh in real life. You'll be able to meet Peanut Butter Chris. You'll be able to meet Fat Ass Mo. And it's going to be lit, man. He's lost over 100 pounds. You guys are going to be able to see him in person. And I think, y'all will be able to – it's going to be a great show.
I'm excited for it. We're all excited for it. The team's ready for you. Thanks for joining the Zoom. I know that you need to get some sleep right now. I'm sure you're running on fumes. I'll hit you after the show. We'll coordinate on that thing I got to grab. Thank you, Myron, for being on. Even Nat wants to give you a hug and kiss and say hi.
Hi. Well, I saw you earlier. I met you earlier.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I will say this, though. Your friend, man, she is fat, though. She was trying to make fun of John.
Listen, you guys can handle that. For me, it's over. You know, you guys figure that out. You want to keep.
All right. Well, if you want to see more drama for your mama, Friday, June 2nd, Myron and Fresh in the house here on the SOSCAST on Valuetainment. Looking forward to it, brother. I'll catch you later.
All right. Later, guys.
Out.
Peace.
Bye.
That's the man right there.
Nice.
Woo-wee. Angel, what kind of intermission you got going on? Hey-o. All right. Anyways, guys, thank you for that. I appreciate Myron for making the time. He was on the PBD podcast. I don't even know if he slept from last night after we did the Fresh and Fit podcast. But we have a lot of things to cover on today's show, but I appreciate him popping in. Joey, the link's out there.
Yep.
All right, cool. Anything we need to address or anything that we need to do before we get the show started? Nat, you're going to be reading the super chats.
I'll be reading the
We're
chats.
going to be doing giveaways of tickets at the end of the show. Nat, what's the chat talking about?
Chat's excited. We're excited for the event. We're getting some chats already so they can be entered into the raffle. But we are waiting for 20 of those $5 chats, and then we'll start entering into the raffle. Give us some good questions today. I know we're going to be covering some interesting topics. And I just kind of want to get started.
All right, let's get this thing started. So here's some of the stories that we're going to be covering today on the SOSCAST. And then, of course, we're going to be giving away 2 free tickets to the Fresh and Fit Soscast Valuetainment event here on Friday. All right, Pitbull's advice to young people out there, which I think is so apropos. Why millennials should never be home. I have a hilarious story, an amazing story of me partying with Vin Diesel. I'll share that. What Kevin Samuels has to say about being outside the house. Gucci Mane talking about happy wife, happy life. I don't know. See how I feel about that. Why? You know, the NBA Finals are just getting started with Miami in Heat.
Saw that.
In the finals, which is insane.
Yep.
I got some advice from former NBA Finals MVP Kevin Durant, why he doesn't want kids. We'll talk about that, where he hasn't had kids yet. Jordan Peterson defends men. Andrew Schultz shits on feminism. We'll talk a little bit about Jeff Bezos' alleged prenup with his engagement to Lauren Sanchez. What you can do to calm down a crazy girlfriend. And then we'll have a special happy ending today in honor of UFC champion Israel Adesanya.
Yep.
So let's get this party started. Shout out to the Black Eyed Peas. So let's talk about Pitbull. Pitbull, if you're not keeping in touch with Pitbull or keeping up with what Pitbull's got going on, dude is dropping gems on podcasts left and right. You know, in 2020, he was one of the speakers at one of PBD's events for PHP in 2020 at their virtual live event. This was during COVID.
Gucci Mane?
No.
Oh, okay.
Pitbull.
Oh, okay, Pitbull.
Did I say
I was
Gucci
like,
Mane?
No, I thought you were talking about
Pitbull.
Gucci Mane. I was like,
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
No.
I was supposed to be there.
Talking about Pitbull.
Yeah.
And I was so impressed with what he had to say, and I've been keeping up with what he had going on. Now, one of the gals, Jenny Valdez, who used to be on the Soscast, one of the first girls who used to be on the show, she was a frequent guest. She was one of Pitbull's dancers. She was part of a group called The Baddest Ones. So she would tell me stories about how smart he was and how much information he has. Now, he came from the streets of Miami. Now, Pitbull, now he's known as Mr. Worldwide.
Yep.
I remember when he was known as Mr. 305.
Yeah.
Mr. 305! And he was a rapper, and he was hanging out with Slip and Slide Records and Uncle Luke, and this is stuff that I was raised on in the 80s and 90s. And it's amazing to see Pitbull's success. But a lot of what happens was when you find your voice and you find your niche in this world, you know, they say that it's your job to find what you want to be in life, find your gift, but then you should give it away. There's a famous quote about that. And that's exactly what Pitbull is doing, is he found his gift, obviously singing, making music, making hits, but now he's giving away knowledge. And I think it's very important, and that his commentary on young people today is completely necessary at this time. And basically he's saying, listen, it's official. we've officially lost the art of conversation amongst actual people. Social interaction, it's been relegated to Instagram DMs and dating apps, right? So Pitbull actually had this to say about the state of society today, especially amongst young people. Let's play this clip with volume.
A society as they live, they say what social media is the socializing, what reality TV is the reality. So therefore, you don't have really kids that are doing this anymore, having this conversation, look at each other in the eyes, give each other a firm handshake. They live by these two words, it's followers and likes. And I tell them, man, hey, you don't want to be a follower, and who cares if they like you or not? What you want to be is a leader and unique. Leaders make a difference. Leaders are the ones that take risks. And my teacher, Hope Martinez, who changed my life, and you'll hear me always talking about it, it's the truth. She told me the biggest risk you take is not taking one. So in these times, you gotta be ready to take risk. You gotta be ready to feel uncomfortable, because that's what makes you create solutions. Today's society, as they live, they say with social media is the social.
Joey, all right, love what he said. They say social media today is to socializing as to what reality TV is to actual reality. We all know that reality TV is scripted and is not reality. Just like social media is not actually socializing. I also love what he said about social media is basically relegated to followers and likes. Forget about followers and likes. Be a leader and be unique.
Yes.
The last thing that I took from that was you need to be comfortable with the uncomfortable. I'm not that dude with a million different quotes up, okay? I think I have 3 quotes in my office.
Yeah.
Okay? One of them is save that money. We all know that. Okay?
Yes.
The other one is from The Bronx Tale with Chaz Palminteri, which is so amazing to me that we become friends and content creators together, because I used to write down this quote every day of my life in my teens and in my 20s when I was solving for what the hell I was doing with my life. And that quote is, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. And I said, Adam, you're a talented dude. You got it going on. Figure it the F out. I didn't know what I was gonna do. I didn't know where I was going. I just know that I had talent. And it's incredible when I'm doing podcasts with Chaz Palminteri, I'm like, dude, I used to write your famous quote every single day on my to-do list, every day. And he goes, oh, here's a card that said the saddest thing in life is, he's like, I give it away to everybody. I go, this is surreal. But the third thing that I have quotes on my desk is your comfort zone will kill you. Okay? And that's essentially what Pitbull, the basic premise of what he's talking about right there, is that you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable. If you're constantly in the confines of your home, if you're constantly not exploring, if you're constantly not basically reaching out and getting out there and exploring the world, it's like you're never gonna grow. Growth comes from being uncomfortable. Anytime you've done anything big in your life, it's because you were vulnerable, you were uncomfortable, you weren't ready for it, you weren't unsure of yourself, you didn't know the confidence. But what happens as you develop confidence as you become more competent? This is something that we talk about with Fresh and Fit. But everything that you do in life, it's going to snowball the more and more that you build confidence, okay? I remember the first freaking podcast video I did. Okay, I was like, hey everybody, like, just that's what happens. The first time I did stand-up comedy, I'm like, hey, I'm a stand-up comedian. Okay, the first time that I played football, they put me in the game in varsity in 10th grade. Bro, nearly pissed my pants. Senior year, I was the captain of the team, MVP of the team, all county, led the county in receptions as a wide receiver. Good things take time, but you need to get out of the house and get comfortable being uncomfortable in order for these things to grow. Everybody, how long does it take a tree to grow, right? Could take years, could take decades, but people want to just plant a seed and see a tree. That's not how this thing works. That's not how investing works. That's not how money works. That's not how personal growth works, investing in yourself. Right. So I think at the end of the day, Pitbull is killing this thing. And at the end of the day, he talks about being a leader, not a follower, and not being so concerned with likes and being unique. I remember when I asked you a question one time about what you think is the most attractive qualities in men: charisma, ambition, being handsome, being this, being that, and you said leader.
Yep.
That to you was like such a great quality.
Yes.
What is it about being a leader that resonates with you as a woman?
To me, I think being a leader is you're accepting responsibility in all areas of your life. And that's sometimes hard for people. I think sometimes you think leader, it's only in one area or a specific area. But to me, a leader is that you're able to take everything that you have as a challenge and take it, to the next level, and be an example. And it's not saying that the leader won't make mistakes. A lot of times people think leaders are perfect, but believe it or not, they're made up from their mistakes and their past. So to me, I think being a leader is taking the ultimate responsibility of your life and accountability. And I think that's attractive. A lot of the time today when, there's trends going on and everybody wants to kind of follow the flow, I think how you find leaders is the people who go against that flow and create a new community and environment and story. So to me, leading is great.
Love that. So anyway, shout out to Pitbull for his advice. So you might be saying, all right, cool. Sos, I hear you. Thank you, Pitbull. Thank you for the advice. Get comfortable being uncomfortable. All right. Social media is not socializing, right? Just like reality TV is not reality. Cool, got it. What's your message? What can I do about this? How can I not allow my comfort zone to kill me? Well, according to an NYU professor, it's actually very simple, okay? And it's actually come down to 5 words. I just had to count it out.
There you go. You can count.
Might be 6 words. I can count. But it's actually very simple. Professor Scott Galloway, who we've covered on the podcast multiple times to talk about the decline in men and the feminization of men and what's wrong with men, he actually said that the solution is actually very simple for men. So would you like to know what the solution is?
Yes.
Okay. His solution is get the fuck out the house.
Simple.
That's his simple solution. Get the fuck out the house.
There you go.
It's 6 words. Let's hear it in his own words.
Oh, audio? I think.
The amount of time you spend at home is inversely correlated to your success professionally and
Should
romantically.
restart it?
You be at home. That's what I tell young people.
Start
home
over,
is
Joe.
for 7 hours of sleep, and that's it. The amount of time you spend at home is inversely correlated to your success professionally and romantically. You need to be out of the house.
Okay. Get the out the house. Kevin Samuels used to say, life happens outside the house. It's so amazing that you can be completely different. Kevin Samuels, Godfather, OG of the Red Pill, that's one community. Professor Scott Galloway, super liberal guy, okay? NYU professor, okay? Also says the same thing. If you're a man and you're sitting in the house all day, you're missing the world. Ferris Bueller said, listen, sometimes you got to stop and smell the roses or the world's going to pass you by. That's exactly what's happening. I remember Timberland did a remake with Justin Timberlake back in the day, and it was Dance. Don't hold the wall. Don't hold the wall. And that's indicative of what's going on here. Standing on the wall, being a wallflower, staying inside your house, not getting out there in public, putting yourself out there is a recipe for disaster as a young man. You need to get out the house, okay? So according to Professor Scott Galloway, your time at home equates to your professional romantic success. Your time outside the home, okay? So find places to hang out. If you're not working, be socializing, be networking, be at the gym, be at bars, be at happy hours, be at events, go talk to chicks, go recruit, go be recruited, go hang out, meet women, get approached, get rejected. It's all good. Come here, go there, say hi to a girl, take her home, take her back to your place, go meet another chick, go meet a business partner, have fun, go out, don't go home. Shit, shower, shave, sleep, done. Get the fuck back out the house. Okay? People need to be less comfortable in their comfortable ass bed. Okay? So they say that Gen Z is more prone to anxiety than any previous generation. Get out the house, have some success, fail a little bit, get as many at-bats as possible out there, IRL, in the real world, in real life.
In life.
Okay?
I was like, WL.
Right. WTF, Sos. All right? In the real world, in real life.
Yes.
And I think it's so funny. There's a couple messages that are happening here. Pitbull said it. Professor Scott Galloway saying it. Kevin Samuels is saying it. If those three legends are saying the same thing, I mean, who am I to judge? You're talking to somebody that has made a name for himself in the business world, in the podcast world, in the nightlife world, simply for being outside the house and not being home. You know, I say this all the time. Sometimes your best ability is your availability. I'm like, what's up? What are we doing? Where are we going? Who's hanging out? We're going to an event? We're going to a concert? We're going to a business meeting? All right, we're going to a happy hour? We're going to go meet these girls? What are we doing? We're going to go see this game? All right, cool. I'm out the house. I'm out the house. I'm out the house. That part of that is because the way I was raised in such a chaotic environment in my house, I didn't have to hear a message like this. I didn't want to go home. The second that I left my house today for school, I did not come home until it was time for me to go to sleep. That was my life throughout basically all of middle school, all of elementary school.
Wow.
I'm out the door, I'll see you at midnight, and I go to sleep. That was my life. But what did that mean I did? I'd go to friends' houses. I would go to the mall. I would go to different plazas. I would go to girls' houses. I would go to study groups. I would be playing in my sports leagues. I'd be competing. I'd be doing preparation, whatever it was. Being home, sitting on the fucking TV, sitting around, eating snacks. Now kids are playing video games. They're doing their Twitch thing. They're doing their whatever social media thing. Unless you're engaging in social media stuff that is actually helping you grow and helping your mindset, turn it off. Forget about it.
Yeah.
This stuff didn't exist when I was a kid. So, I don't know what kids are doing today. So I didn't have to hear this type of message about getting out of the house because I grew up in such a chaotic environment with my father and all the people that would be in the house and the individuals that would be at the house, what I would call the retard farm. I didn't want to go home. So I was forced to go make friends and go forced to meet people.
Wow.
But sometimes when people have it so good, they can just sit in their house, they're on the confines of their comfortable home, in their room, on their computer, on their laptop. They don't need to go out. They can get an Instacart if they want food, Uber Eats, they can get Amazon. Anything you want is at a fingertip. You literally don't need to leave the house these days.
Yeah.
Okay? So some people need to force themselves to get out the house. Okay? So if all those guys are saying this message, I'm just going to reaffirm that message. Shout out to Pitbull, Kevin Samuels, Professor Scott Galloway. Ladies and gentlemen, get out of the house. Let me tell you a funny story about getting out of the house.
Uh-oh.
Okay. Can we tell a story time? Can we do a little story time real quick?
Story time.
So it's so funny. Every time I get out of the house, something good happens. Something good happens.
Oh.
Except for that one time that I had to take Kai out with his friends. I was like, never again. Love you, Kai. But
You
that
were
was
daddy daycare.
No, daddy daycare. I'm not here to babysit
For all
young
of
men
us.
on a college trip.
For all of us.
Okay. But every time I decide to leave the house, I meet someone, I see a business contact, I socialize,
Yes.
I meet a beautiful woman, I run into a friend, something happens, an opportunity, I see a valuetainer, all the above, something wonderful always happens. So on this particular evening, I was not gonna leave the house.
Oh.
And a buddy of mine was like, dude, we going out. I'm like, I'm not feeling up to it. We're going out. We're gonna go to Live in Miami, VIP section, we're good. It's called The Cluster. Everyone's gonna be there. Purple, he's the big time promoter. He's gonna set us up. We're gonna hang with him. Done. All right, cool. Drag me out to the VIP section at the #1 club in Miami, at the table with all the girls and the promoters and free drinks. And all right, fine. Twist my arm. Done. All right, cool. So what happened was a very interesting party that night. So we there, been there, done that. We partied, drinks, fun, chicks, all the above, all that. All of a sudden, shout out to Purple. If you've ever been to Miami, Purple. It's like, let's go to the after party. I'm all right, cool, bet. So we end up going in a caravan of cars to an after party on Star Island.
Oh.
Now, if you know anything about Star Island in Miami, guess who lives there?
Stars.
Oh, the stars. Thanks,
Oh,
Nat.
okay. You're welcome.
So it's just the richest people galore. And, when Will Smith was making that song, Bienvenido in Miami, and he's talking about Will Smith and talking about Madonna, they all lived on Star Island.
Oh.
So all of a sudden, I don't know where we're going. It's an after party. It's 4 guys. It's 20 girls. I like that ratio.
I know you
Talk
do.
about supply and demand, ladies and gentlemen. This is a financial show at its core. I'm a big advocate of supply and demand. When there's 20 women and there's 4 gentlemen, you are high in demand.
Oh.
Okay? Or so I thought.
No.
Or so I thought. Because we entered Star Island, the 20 girls, the 4 guys, in a caravan of cars. And where are we going? We're going to an after party at a mansion. So we pull up to the mansion. I still don't know where we're going. I walk in. And like, what up? I didn't know 2 of the guys. I knew one of the other guys, and then Purple was kind of putting those together. I knew a handful of girls, but I was meeting all the girls. And I quickly realized where I am. I go, oh, that's Vin Diesel. What's up, Vin? Okay. So we walk in very nonchalantly, cool. He's sitting there on the couch. I swear to God, sitting on the couch, smoking a cigarette in the house, right? Vin Diesel. And all the girls, of course, are like, oh, the mansion, the parties, the drinks. There's a DJ, they're playing music. The guys are just kind of doing their thing. Don't tell PBD. Don't tell, this is a secret. Do not tell PBD. Don't tell him. But every once in a while when I'm drinking, I might have a cigarette.
No, Adam.
I might.
Ew.
I'm not saying I do, but I might. That's all I'm saying. Okay?
No bueno.
So there's Vin Diesel puffing on a cigarette. And I go, Vin, thanks for opening up your house. Got an extra cig? I kid you not. He goes, oh, my bad, brother. I should have given you one the second you walked in. Hey, you need a light? So I didn't really want to smoke a cigarette, but he's like, here's a cig, here's a light. I'm like, cool, thanks, Vin. He goes, hey, how was your night? I'm like, oh, it was cool, man. We were at Live partying. Oh, yeah, how do you know Purple? I've known Purple for 10 years. Great, cool, great, awesome. Thanks for being here. If he invited you, you must be cool, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool, what are you doing in town? Well, we just did the latest Fast and Furious movie. We're shooting in Miami. I'm out here, just here for a month. Rented this house. I'm like, yeah, real piece of shit house you got here. Ha, 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 he's renting it. It's so funny. So the whole night, we're partying. We're having fun. And the girls are just living their life. I'm spending some time with Vin Diesel. We're just kicking it like genuinely like homies. Like this is the weird thing. What happens when there's only 4 dudes around and 20 women? The dudes are not competing all that much.
Right.
The women are competing.
Yeah.
So if anything, him and I are just kind of sitting around smoking a cigarette. Girls are like, hey, Vin! I'll gladly take Vin's shrapnel. Now, he was behaving just to clear the air, but point is, it's a great time at Vin Diesel's house. But like anything in life, I'm not just there for the good time. Okay? So Vin Diesel has a buddy. His name is Mikey. If he ever sees this, Vin or Mikey, they'll know exactly what this story is. Vin goes, hey, Mikey, this is Adam. I just added Adam. I've known Mikey and Mikey my whole life. I go, what's up, Mikey? How you doing? Cool. I said, what do you think about with all these girls, all that? He's like, hey, man, it's all good. Have fun. I said, what do you do for work? He's like, I'm Vin's guy. Just that's his guy, right? I said, cool. I said, drop some knowledge on me, man. You've been around Vin for all these years. You've seen all sorts of people come and go, all sorts of stars, all sorts of starlets, all sorts of chicks. Like, what you got? Give me some value. And he goes, okay, you want that? And Vin goes, yo, ladies, shut up. Shut up. Tells the ladies to be quiet. He goes, Mikey, tell him your thing. Tell him your thing. So Vin Diesel's hyping up his boy. I'm like, I'm all ears.
Yeah.
He goes, all right. There's 3 types of people in this world. There's 3 types of lives. And not everyone can be the third one. Most people are the first one. Some people are the second one. Creating suspense. I said, what's that, Mikey? He goes, number 1, the first type of person lives a caged existence. They lived a caged existence. There's boundaries in life. They can't do what they want to do. They're not free to do what they want to do. They don't have the economic situation. They don't have the country situation. They don't have the type of society or the type of mentality to live the type of existence they want. They lived a very caged existence, a not free existence. This is not the type of life that I want. He goes, that's number one. That's the basic person. They live a very caged life. Person number two lives a very content life. They're doing okay. They don't have big dreams. They don't have a big vision. They're fine. They're doing what they're doing. They have a job. They're getting by. They're doing their thing. They're content. And he goes, then there's the third type.
Uh-oh.
The third type lives a very charged existence. This guy is wired for something else. They dream big. They are on fire. They have a mission. They have a purpose. And they are not stopping until they get it. Now, if you want to be that type of caged person who doesn't do anything with their life, that's an option. If you want to be content with your life, you know, and just, hey, everything's honky-dory, that's also okay. That's fine. But if you're that third person, that person who has the rage in their eyes to accomplish something, okay? The person who wakes up every day and says, I want to set this world on fire. The world will know my name. That person lives what is known as a charged life. And I said, dude, Mikey, that was fucking ridiculous. The women are like, half the girls barely even speak English, obviously, in Miami. They're like, that was so good, Mikey. You're so funny. You're so fun. Like, they're just, they're probably thinking he's talking about like a caged bird or something. But the handful of people that weren't fucking on drugs, drunk, just completely out of it were like, dude, that was dope. And it made me realize, okay, it doesn't have to be just content. And this was the time of my life where, quite honestly, I was pretty content. Okay? Had made some money, had great relationships, things were going on, had a girl, everything was just fine. I was like, oh, I want to get this big. I became that big. I'm good. I'm where I want to be. But what Pat talks about is they're just different levels to success. You might be the best high school athlete. Now you got to go to college. You might be the best college athlete. Now you go to the NBA. When you go to the NBA, are you a starter? Or are you the 12th man? Even when you're a starter in the NBA, are you an MVP candidate? Are you a champion? There's always different levels to reaching the Hall of Fame of life. And if you just set your, you know, they say like shoot for the stars, and if you miss, you land on the moon. All that. Yeah. It's so true, because some people are just content. Some people are just, hey, dude, I'm fine. I'm good. I don't need to shock the world. I don't need to light up the world. But sometimes it takes a 5 a.m. after party at a mansion on Star Island with Vin Diesel and 20 chicks for someone to just drop knowledge galore that will help shape your life. And I said, holy shit, Mikey, thank you. Thank you, Vin Diesel, for this amazing advice. I'm going to go light this mother up, okay? And what happened was I got super motivated. I reached back out to PBD, who I hadn't talked to in a while. I was like, dude, what's up? Valuetainment, are we doing this thing? What's going on? The rest is history.
Wow.
But that was in 2019. And what inspired that story was because Fast and Furious 10 just came out. I think at the time of this story, it was like Fast and Furious 8 or 9. I can't even keep up. But I was like, holy shit, I've never told that Vin Diesel story. And every time I see Vin Diesel, this is what I think of. After party, smoking a cigarette. What can I get for you, brother? Yo, party, chicks, bing. Mikey dropped some knowledge. And then when the party kept going. And my one rule that has kept me alive in South Beach for these 40 plus years is the sun goes up. Yeah. Sos goes down. The sun was coming up, Uber out, Star Island, boom, I'm home, downtown, call it a night. But last but not least, they say that access is power. My 10th grade teacher said this to me. I had no clue what it meant, but it's all sort of making sense. He said, you know, people are out there for status, for fame, for money. Don't forget one thing, ladies and gentlemen. Access is power, whether that's political access, whether that's social media access, whether that's Hollywood access, whether that's the new Hollywood podcasting, influencer access, athletes, whether that's anything that's going on in the world. If you have access to these types of people, the world is your oyster. And I found myself in situations, whether that was in the nightlife world back in the day, whether that was in the NBA stuff, guys that I dealt with, whether that was in the Kardashian world, whether that's hanging with PBD and the guys that we're hanging out with now and the world that we're interacting with, access is power. So it's just like, it's, you know how they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know. No. It's not what you know, who you know, it's who knows you. So you might know people, but they might not know you. But if people know you, they'll bring you into their world, and you can access that world, and you can meet some amazing, awesome people out there.
Yep.
So people kind of get it wrong of, you know, it's not what you know, it's who you know. That's part of it, but it's who knows you. So
Love that.
shout out to Vin Diesel for that story. I
What
never
a
told you that story.
No,
did
you
I?
never. I don't think you told anyone that story. I love how like the whole setup was like ideal for like mansion, house, girls, hundreds of girls, whatever. But the main part of that story was the message you got. Sometimes you get so caught up in being in the scene that you miss opportunities for a conversation like that. Thanks for sharing that story. I love that.
That's what's up.
Get to know you a little bit more.
There we go. Hey-o. Yeah,
Yes.
I think I'm at the point of my life. Like, we talked about this the other day with Two Girls, One Blood, Jamie and Emily, about partying and drinking and going out. And I said, look, I'm not that dude that doesn't go out.
Yeah.
I'm not that dude that stays in the house. I would never go out and party and drink. I'm not that dude. I go out.
Yeah.
I have a good time. But I've done all the partying, drinking, getting crazy, hungover, ridiculous, stupid stuff all through my 20s. I partied enough for 10 lifetimes. But now when I go out with intention. What am I solving for? Who am I looking to meet? What am I looking to do? Who am I looking to interact with? What am I looking to upgrade my lifestyle with? Well, who am I trying, like, remember the one time we went out with, we were going to hang out with Andrew Schultz? You're like,
Yeah.
let's go out party. I'm like, we are going out to
Network.
network and socialize.
I said, yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I almost got a girlfriend that night. That's a whole other story.
Almost, but it's okay.
I almost got
We'll have
another.
a few more nights.
All right,
Don't worry, you'll
cool.
find her.
Anyway, time for a quick break. You want to read any super chats right now?
Yes, I can read some of the chats we have. Okay. Well, thank you all for the super chats. We
Yo.
appreciate them. We just have just $5 from Amar giveaway. Then we have another one from Beaten Cheeks. He said, if I donate 1K in super chats, can I get a VIP ticket? Asking for a friend. Shout out to you, Adam.
I will make an exception for Beaten Cheeks.
I will make one
If
too.
you can get here, we'll figure out what to do with that guy. That guy's all up in the chat. We
Yes,
appreciate you.
we do.
So we'll take care of you. If you end up being here, we'll make sure to look out for you, buddy.
Yes, so we look forward to seeing you.
This is what we do for our loyal fans out here.
Yes, we recognize you. We appreciate you. Thank you. And he said, shout out to you, Adam, for the pod with PBD and Fresh and Fit, PBD dropping knowledge. And then we have one from Juan Plaga Zero. Myron's going to go against 101 Abba for what? Then we have another one, most women don't get flown out. And then we have another one from him as well. Make sure to get your tickets for the Unfiltered guys. Then we have Florida Man 991, Nat Toes, give me your feet, girl. And then we have another one from Beaten Cheeks. He said, I will keep it simple. The best way to keep guys out of the house is to destroy OnlyFans, X-rated videos, and hookup apps. Best way to destroy the simp-ademic. Simp-ademic. I like that word. Then we have TRC in the chat. He said, LOL, I'm going to tell PBD, messaging him now, that you were smoking a cigarette. Don't be doing that.
Listen, this is all allegedly. You didn't see me smoking a cigarette. There's nothing on camera. My fingertips don't smell. My breath don't smell. I said I would maybe consider.
And then we have one from BB I Luke or I Duke. I thought ANP was a, I don't want to say that word, organization, because I don't want us to get flagged. And then I will read the rest of the chats at the end of the episode. Thank you all for the super chats. Remember, we're going to be doing a raffle at the end. So make sure you guys send those chats in, and then we will announce a winner that will get 2 special tickets to the live event that we're having here this Friday on June 2nd. Aside from that, make sure you guys like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that fun stuff so that we can, share some of this good insight. And thank you for sharing that story, Sos. I think sometimes, we don't realize some of the opportunities we get that's around us. We get so caught up in just what it looks like. So thank you for sharing that.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And again, the whole premise is get out the house. Imagine if I slept in that night. Nah, I'm not going out.
Yeah, could you
I
imagine?
don't need to go to the club. I don't need to meet all these girls. I don't need to have fun. I don't need to hang out with Vin Diesel. I don't need to have dope stories for the SOSCAST. No, I don't need that. I'm just going to stay in. Now, there's certain times to stay in.
That's not you.
Like when you got work the next day. I'm not saying that you need to be out the house always, but you need to be out there networking as much as possible.
Yeah.
Okay? And working your ass off. I think everyone needs to be working minimum 60-hour weeks. If you haven't made it yet, this 40-hour week thing is for losers. You need to be putting in minimum of 60 hours, and you need to increase your market value so you can increase your net worth.
And
no doubt.
Shout out to you for turning a bad situation of not having a good home, to being out. And sometimes, like you said, being out, it's like where you are. So you took a negative in your life and you made it into positive. And now you have these habits by default. Like everywhere you go, Adam, you're networking. No matter who it is, how it is, you're always like, you are who you talk about. And I commend you. Sometimes people grow up in hard times and they don't know how to find a way out. So that was a great example.
Turning lemons into lemonade. This is what we do around here. No excuses.
Yep.
You know how they say that 80% of the people don't care about your problems, 20% of the people are happy you have them?
Yes.
Nobody gives a fuck, dog.
Yep.
You need to figure it out. Nobody gives a shit. Nobody cares about your background. Nobody cares about your upbringing. Nobody cares that you had it so bad. Nobody cares that you're too fat. Nobody cares that you're too short. Nobody cares that you're balding. Nobody cares that you're too skinny. Nobody cares that you don't have any money.
Yep.
Nobody gives a fuck about you. You need to care about yourself. Look in the mirror and figure it out. I firmly believe that.
Right.
Because when you figure it out, life can be pretty good.
I agree.
Life can be pretty fun. Life can be pretty sexy at times.
Oh,
hey-o.
Sexy
Anyway,
Financial
have
Podcast.
Speaking of sexy, speaking of happiness and having a great time, Gucci Mane went on the record recently.
Gucci Mane.
Now, Gucci Mane, what's he most known for?
His music.
Yeah, no, obviously, what music?
His music.
Yeah, what songs?
Gucci.
All right, Nat knows nothing. See this? Gucci. I get the bag and fumble it. You get the bag and flip it and bumble it.
That's not Gucci Mane.
Yeah, that is him and Migos. DJ Angel, who's right, who's wrong here?
But
See,
that line wasn't him.
Okay, all right. You couldn't name a goddamn song. I'm rapping lyrics out here,
and
now you're correcting me.
I just
This is the
lessened my
problem right
rap
here.
music intake. I stopped listening to so much rap.
That's fine.
So.
Okay, I'm just letting you know that he did a remix with the Migos.
Yeah.
I'm a big hip hop head. We know that.
Yeah.
You couldn't name a song. I'm flowing lyrics. Now you're correcting me. You can't make this shit up.
I'm sorry.
You can't make it. You know what? You're okay.
Thank you.
That's all you needed to do.
Thanks.
Just G-check yourself right quick.
That's right.
Anyway,
I checked
Gucci Mane went on a podcast recently and talked about his secret to a happy wife. I said, uh-oh, you know how I feel about happy wife, happy life. I'm all about that happy king, happy kingdom, because if the king is happy, then the queen is happy, and then the kingdom's happy. That's where I stand on this. But Gucci Mane is apparently all about that happy wife, happy life. So let's hear his secret to a happy wife.
His wife is happy. I've never seen her not smiling.
All right, so Gucci Mane, go back to the top. Go back to the top. Gucci Mane, he says, the secret to having a happy wife is to, you ready for it? Having money.
Good answer.
Uh-oh.
Good answer.
Having money. Let's see what he had to say.
How do you keep a happy wife?
It's all about the money.
Straight up.
It's all about the
No,
money.
I'm serious.
I'm gonna send that to
I'm
How
not
so?
You know, we got two incomes. My wife is rich as hell.
I heard that.
It's
The
just,
boss.
but I feel like for me, it's just a personal thing. I would have never got married if I wasn't, financially well off. Since I was little, like I wanted to be rich. I want to be married. If you ain't got no money, why would you even want to be married? I would never want to be broke and married. Hell no.
What about love?
Yeah, you want to be in love, but if you don't got no money, what you gonna pay the bills?
What's the most expensive thing you guys have bought for each other?
It ain't even about expensive.
Right.
It's just about, just being at peace and being happy. How you
Getting
gonna
whatever
be
you
happy
want.
and if you worrying about all this thing? How you gonna be happy with somebody? I wouldn't be happy.
Right. Can you be broke, married, and happy?
You
can't.
I couldn't be.
Okay.
I love it.
All right.
How do you?
All right. So one of the secrets of your successful marriage is y'all have money.
The two incomes, it helps.
I heard that. So
That's what makes a happy wife. She ain't start smiling. I doubt she ain't start smiling. You don't see
So
me frowning.
flossy.
when y'all go to dinner, as a man, do you always pay her knowing that your queen has money too?
My wife is an exceptional chef. She can cook so good, it's unreal.
Nice.
But when we do go out, it don't matter who pay the bill. We both loaded.
Damn.
That's sick.
That must be nice,
That's
man.
fun.
Like,
Yeah, he's not worried about who's paying for dinner when they're both loaded. It's so interesting.
Yes. Interesting
They
dynamic.
said, can you be broke, married, and happy? You can, I guess. Not easy to do. Okay? Being married, broke and happy. I feel like broke is almost the antithesis of happy.
Antithesis.
The exact opposite.
Antithesis.
Okay? You're just, what are you doing right now?
Antithesis.
You sound like a snake.
Antithesis.
It's so interesting. By the way, take a guess. Just wild guess. You don't know. Gucci Mane's net worth.
Wild guess.
Wild guess.
200 million.
200 million. He ain't all that. All right.
I always like to give extraordinary, crazy guesses.
Apparently it's 15 million.
Okay.
I think it's probably north. Do you know who his wife is?
I've seen her.
Her name
Happy
is
all the time.
Keisha Kayor.
Keisha Kayor.
Apparently she was some sort of fashion designer. She built some business. Take a guess her net worth.
His is 15, so maybe hers is like 11.
11. So you think hers is less probably. Obviously she's a woman, so it's probably less, right?
Not with that statement. I'd give her like 25.
35 million.
Okay, then. Go ladies.
Okay.
Go women. Go women.
All right, relax for a second. Okay. All right. So, nobody would give a shit who she was if she wasn't married to Gucci Mane. Let's remember that.
Okay.
That's fine. But she's doing her thing.
Yeah.
It's all good. But he's talking about, we both rich. My guy, my woman make money. Now, it is possible to be a successful man and hold down a successful girl, but it's not probable. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Your job, it is on you to go make your own money and, this whole happy wife, happy life thing. I think a lot of people did abide by that. But once they hear or they adapt the mentality of happy king, happy kingdom, I think they realize. And sometimes a woman just has to hear, hold on. If the king is happy, what does that make you? The queen.
Yes.
Okay? Would you rather be the happy queen? Okay? Married to the king? Or happy wife, happy life?
Oh, happy queen.
Happy queen. So
a
sometimes it just takes reprogramming some of these women's mindsets because women are sort of like indoctrinated into happy wife, happy life, happy wife, happy life, happy wife, happy life. It's like, nah, baby. King just said something. Happy king, happy kingdom. You the queen, though. She'll be like, oh, okay. Put a tiara on. Oh, all right, cool. Oh, yeah, queen. That's fine.
Great.
So I agree mostly with Gucci Mane had to say.
Mm-hmm.
But, his wife's got more money than him, so he's just like, hey, happy wife, happy life, that's fine, all right. Hey, just doing my thing. Gucci Mane, ice cream, soda pop shop, whatever the fuck he talking about, rapping about whatnot,
Yeah.
What's a Gucci Mane song?
But if you notice, his wife is like one of his biggest fans.
What is it? What was it?
Icy.
Icy? Okay. All right. We got nothing. I can't even hear.
If you notice, his wife is one of his biggest fans. Like, if you
That's huge.
see, like,
That's huge.
and that is so important. And yeah, okay, she's made money just because she's Gucci's wife or whatever. But that just shows you when you can have that power couple dynamic, you can really bounce off of each other. And look, they're living a happy marriage, happy life.
Happy king, happy kingdom.
Happy king, happy kingdom.
Tell your friends.
I will.
Whenever you hear a woman say happy wife, happy life.
I'll be like, bleh!
Yeah, you hit them.
Don't do that.
Exactly.
Okay.
Would you ever hit a woman?
No.
Would you ever give one a...
No, I just walk away.
Yeah.
I don't do that. Pretty girls don't fight.
Anyway, when you hear a woman say happy wife, happy life, just say, hey, remember, happy king, happy kingdom. And just walk away.
Okay.
All right, cool. Next story. So, I'm a big Heat fan. The Heat are in the finals. We just took down the Boston Celtics.
I saw that actually.
Thank you for watching.
For you, Sos.
We know we don't cover a lot of sports here, but I do love where sports intersects with money, with fatherhood, with purpose, with all that. So I'm scouring the internet to see what some NBA guys are talking about, and I came across an interview that Kevin Durant did with Draymond Green, talking about finding your purpose and having kids. I think it's very apropos because I found a lot of similarities in this story to where I'm at in life. So let's play this clip from Draymond Green and Kevin Durant.
Family, you have no kids. You're now 32. I'm 31. 33. I got 3 kids. I'm 31, so I took a little different route.
You're OG now, man.
But you have no kids. Why? Do you want kids ultimately? Do you not want kids?
I mean, that's a big commitment for one. And I always felt like I was just really zoned in on my work in my alone time, in my free time. Too much for me to like lock in on something like that, you know? And eventually I do want that, but the older I get, I think is the better, because I'm maturing more, knowing myself more, understanding my situation a little bit more. So if I were to invite someone in or combine my life with another person, you know, it'd be perfect at this time, as opposed to me 10 years ago. I wouldn't know what to do. So I think I'm, as long as I wait, you know, it's only gonna be for the better.
Family.
Love that, by the way. Couldn't have said that better myself. Okay, you know, I'm 42, no kids. KD's, how old is KD at this point? Probably 35. This interview's probably a little bit dated. But I came across this, and it's so apropos. He said
34.
He's 34. Thank you. So he says, I'm just been so zoned in on my work, and it's a big commitment. I just wasn't ready for it. And that's the reality of where we're at today. You know, people are having kids later and later and later in life, and that's perfectly acceptable. It used to be in your early 20s. Now it's basically late 20s, early 30s by the time men are having kids, and it's a few years younger for women. And it's all good. People feel so much pressure when you're having kids, when you're having kids, when you're having kids. Draymond Green had 3 kids. You didn't have kids. Why not, KD? What's wrong? When you're having kids, he's like, listen, basically like, kind of like, back up off me. It'll happen in due time.
Yeah.
And I will say this, and I've said this so many times in my life. Kids is a big commitment. Once you start to have kids, your life revolves around your kids. Yes or no? Your life revolves around your kids. And if you're playing in the NBA and you're trying to win championships, I completely understand why someone like Kevin Durant is basically like, look, I'm not there yet. And everyone has a different time frame and a different phase of their life or a different season in life when they're ready for that. But I'm also an advocate of having that season in your life. You can't just be out in the club hanging out with Vin Diesel and 20 chicks every single weekend. It's fun while it lasts. Don't get me wrong. I love that type of stuff. I love having those stories. But, you know, I have conversations with PBD. We just did the Fresh and Fit podcast, and, you know, I don't have any kids. Myron doesn't have any kids. Walt doesn't have any kids, talking about Fresh and Fit. There's Pat with 4 kids. And it's, you just see him sitting back, and he's just kind of like, you young guys, you keep doing your thing. You go out doing your thing. He's like, you have no idea. He's like, have fun, test drive all the cars out there, all of them. But let me tell you what makes me happy. Going to watch my kid play sports, watching Senna do her birthday this past weekend, having a moment with my wife, sitting down with the family, looking at what I've created. He goes, you have no idea the level of happiness this brings. You have no idea. And I go, I don't. He goes, don't get me wrong. It's fun to go out and party and chicks and have fun and meet people. Been there, done that. He goes, it's fun, right? I'm like, yeah, it's fun. He goes, the next level is so much more fun. So much more fun. He goes, I can't wait for that to happen to you.
Wow.
And I go, you know what? I can't wait either. Until then, I'll be test driving some vehicles and I'll see what's out on these streets. But I look forward to finding a lease for the rest of my life with some kids to throw into the backseat of the minivan. But to kind of tie this little piece together, I applaud Kevin Durant for his honesty and for basically saying, listen, I'm not ready for all that. It's a big commitment because when I do it, I'm going to do it right, which is where I'm at. When I do it, I'm going to do it right. I used to get in arguments with my father like crazy. I'm never going to be like you. I'm never going to be like you. I fucking hate you. I'll never be like you. I'm going to be so much of a better father. Blah, blah, blah. And I remember that, and God rest my father. I'm not talking ill of the dead. But I've learned what it's like to have a chaotic, crazy relationship with a son and father. And my promise to myself is I'm going to be the best frickin' dad. Now, in order to become a good dad, I got to find a woman. I got to do all that and have those kids. But I think there's a lack of leadership. There's a lack of role models. There's a lack of masculinity, especially here in America today. And it starts one by one with being a good father and being a good leader and being a good head of the household. So that's something that I learned as a kid. That's something that I learned from PBD. That's something that I'm apparently learning from Kevin Durant over here. And I hope that that's something that's I'm imparting some type of wisdom to you guys out there watching SOSCAST today. So I hope you enjoyed that little story right there.
I did. I love that. Stories on fire today, Sos.
doing what I can.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate you, Nat.
Yeah, I appreciate
Anyway, I'm
you
just
too.
most excited for this Friday event.
Me too.
I feel like today is like the calm before the storm. We're doing a show. We appreciate you being here.
Yes.
We love you guys. We appreciate you. I'm trying to do better with showing appreciation. I appreciate you, Nat. The good, the bad, the ugly, the ups and downs. This is what's called being the man or woman in the arena. Good things happen, bad things happen. But you know what always happens?
What?
You get up and do another show.
I love that.
Get up and do another show. And this Friday, we're putting on a show.
Oh, yeah.
We're putting on a show.
Oh, yeah.
So, last handful of stories. By the way, speaking of being a leader, speaking of being a man, speaking of having a little respect, and speaking of having appreciation, I love what Jordan Peterson had to say about men. And some woman was like, it's okay to be a man. He goes, okay, it's fucking necessary. They are the most needed people on the planet. Okay? Let's play this clip with Jordan Peterson.
Be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go up. These men, they're doing impossible things. They're under the streets, working on the sewers. They're up on the power lines in the storms and the rain. They're keeping this impossible infrastructure functioning. This thing that works in a miraculous manner. They work themselves to death. And often, literally, the gratitude for that is sorely lacking, especially among the people who should be most grateful. You see university professors, especially of the social justice bent, they take everything they have for granted, failing to understand entirely that there's a massive infrastructure of unbelievably hardworking, solidly laboring, working-class men breaking themselves in half on a regular basis, making sure that everything that always breaks works.
Yeah, respect to Jordan Peterson on that. By the way, play the first 3 seconds of that clip.
1 second.
You can tell the tone of his voice how much he freaking cares about this. It's almost like he's on the verge of tears. Just play that little, can you play that little clip again?
Yep.
Be a man.
It's not okay. It's necessary. What the hell are we going to do without men? You look around the city here, you see all these buildings go.
You know, so you can just tell by Jordan Peterson's voice. And we've had the opportunity to interview Jordan Peterson multiple times. I just recently saw him at an event that he did with Dave Rubin. I have some friends that work with Jordan Peterson. Obviously, everyone out there is familiar with Jordan Peterson. Yeah. But you can just tell in the tone of his voice how much he cares about this topic, how much he cares about this subject, how much he doesn't like the fact that men are being shitted on in today's society. And the woman, even in the interviewer, was basically saying, hey, it's okay to be a man. He's like, okay. It's necessary. Yeah. Okay? Now, let's give some women credit. Women, okay? Women create life. Women create life. Men create civilization. Men build the sidewalks, they build the roads, they build the railroads, they build the cities, they build the buildings, they build everything, they build the tunnels, they build the infrastructure. These are the nameless, faceless men who build society. And it's so easy to be like, whether you're just like a weak-minded man or a female or a feminist, and you're like, oh, whatever, fuck those guys. Oh, they're just the construction worker. They're just the garbage man. They're just the person working on the street. They're just the janitor. They're just the engineer. Whoever, they're just whatever. I'm a hoity-toity person who works in an office. These people are the people that make society go, and they have thankless jobs, and they need to be thanked, and they need to be appreciated. And I think that's what Jordan Peterson's message is these are the people that are helping society run. If these people all quit their jobs, society would cease to exist. Just like if women stopped having children, life would cease to exist. This is the importance of a man in bringing value and bringing sustenance to the world, just like women brings life to the world. I say this all the time. In order for men to win, women don't need to lose. In order for women to win, men don't need to lose. I think we need to understand that there are different roles for genders, and that men and women have a role, and that men have their certain specific role and women have their certain specific role. And that doesn't mean that men can't do certain things that women are more inclined to do, and that doesn't mean that women can't do things that men are more inclined to do. That's fine. But let's be living in reality. Men do men things and women do women things, okay? Like, you could have kids.
Yes.
You can have babies.
Yep.
You'd be a great mom.
Thanks.
Okay? I can't do that. That's not my thing. No matter how hard the left woke agenda tries to push it, I don't have a vajayjay.
Thank God.
Okay. I'm not getting my period anytime soon.
Thank God.
And hopefully you're not getting a boner.
Definitely not.
Anyway, you know, I think what I've realized for sure since I've started doing this type of content is that there's this whole thing about that masculinity is looked down upon and the patriarchy, and, you know, people like Tate are getting canceled and Jordan Peterson is getting canceled, and they're trying to tell you to go look up to certain femboys like the Dylan Mulvaney's of the fucking world, and men are just like, nah, bruh. Like, what's all that about? Okay? And it's perfectly, as Jordan Peterson says, it's not just okay to be a man, it is necessary to be a man. It really is. You know who actually had a great take on this entire thing? Sometimes, as you can say things so poetically, you can say things with such conviction, you can say things, you can shout to the rooftops exactly, you know, what you believe in, but sometimes it takes a little bit of dose of comedy and sarcasm to make this type of point really be understood. And you know who's doing that better than anybody right now? Andrew Schultz, our boy, who's been on the podcast recently. They just released the podcast that he did with PBD. Awesome podcast. Go check that out.
Yeah.
Schultz interviewed PBD, had him on Flagrant. But Schultz has actually nailed some of this feminist movement type stuff. And I feel like this is an appropriate clip to play right after the very serious Jordan Peterson clip. So here's Andrew Schultz on modern day feminism.
Women time the fight for equality brilliantly. Right? I mean, brilliant. 5,000 years, men, we were fighting lions and tigers and hunting buffalo. And women were like, we'll just pick the berries. You guys got that. That's, you guys, all right. Woo, you guys are brave. Look at it. Wow, so courageous. Look at you hunting that buffalo. Second they put air conditioning in office buildings, women are like, we want equality! March for it, girls! You played the long game, ladies. Well done. Well done. Play the long game. Women.
Yeah, so true. As a woman, how do you process that?
Yeah, that's kind of what it looks like it came down to. Unfortunately.
Look how based that is right now.
I mean, unfortunately, but I mean, sometimes the best thing to do is just joke about it. But, you know, women are taking certain stances, and I get it to an extent, but then it comes to a point where, you know, you have to set that boundary. And that's where you have to have the difference between men and women. So.
Difference between men and women. But, you know, it's amazing what the concept of air conditioning has done.
Oh, you telling me?
Yeah, women did not want to work until that AC showed up. They're like, all right, how can I apply for the job? What's going on here? You got AC, you got benefits, you got health care, you got 401ks, you got AC. All right, cool, we good. No, you got to be out there working in the fields on the construction sites. Nah, I'm going to go on maternity leave right now. I'm out this thing. I'm going to start having some babies. AC.
Yeah.
Oh, I live down here in Miami. If AC didn't exist, no go, man.
Yeah.
No go.
That's what the point is, that men used to work in that type of environment.
Yes.
Like very cringy, very crazy. And today we take advantage of that. Just simple AC.
Ugh,
Right?
electricity, AC. There's so many complainers out there in society today.
Yes.
There's so many victims. There's so many people trying to rewrite history. We have it so good now. This is the best that we've ever had it in the history of the world. Everything, anything you want is at your fingertips. God, there's AI bots that you don't have to think anymore. Okay? Anything you want, delivery, Amazon, Instacart, Uber Eats, DoorDash, sign me up. This person, anything you want. You want a chick to show up at your house, OnlyFans girl, there's it, she's at your house. You want a girl on Craigslist, she shows up. Anything you want just shows up at your house. We have it so freaking easy these days. Anything when you're in your life, I have a drug dealer, get him on speed dial, boom, he shows up. I've seen this before. Anything you want just shows up in life. Anything you want on TV shows up. Netflix, easy, 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 easy. Life is so hard. Oh my God, you have no idea. You can make money on the internet. You can make money on YouTube. You can make money on social media. You can make money drop shipping. You don't have to even leave your house these days, yet everyone wants to play the victim.
Right. Cringy behavior.
Cringy.
No good. No
Anyway.
good.
I need a little relaxation. I need to chill out a little bit. Sometimes I get a little worked up. I actually love this clip that we're about to play right now about how what a man did to basically pump the brakes on his wife. Okay, do you have this clip?
Oh, I saw this.
No, the next one.
Hold on.
You have that? Okay, if not, we can go to the Bezos story. And you can pull that one up.
How to immediately relax your partner? Perfect.
Yes.
This is
Anyway.
so funny.
So this is actually funny. So again, I'll just tee this thing up. I've been a little triggered right now, a little emotional. I need to calm down. But sometimes it's the man that needs to calm the woman down. I saw this clip and I was like, I like this guy's tactics. We've seen this guy before. I like this guy's tactics. I like what he's doing to basically do mental jujitsu on his wife's brain in order to calm her down with the threat of being replaced.
Oh.
Okay. So play this clip.
Make me go crazy.
Hey, relax. You're acting like my ex. Now, she'll immediately start to relax and calm that irrational behavior. Anything that she was upset about will just magically disappear, and she'll be focused on not being your ex, therefore on the road to becoming a better human being.
Baby,
Yes,
you're right. I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking.
I love that line. Anytime you want, you tell me how you would process this. Every time once in a while I see these gems online, I'm like, ooh, I like that one. Dealing with a crazy girl's getting all emotional, and you say, you're kind of acting like my ex right now. I'm not really feeling this right now. I feel like a girl would be like, ew, what?
Yeah.
And she would kind of maybe G-check herself. I don't know. You tell me.
Yeah, no, I would be like, ew, why? I would ask. But that wouldn't be like, I would be insulted, but then it would also make me think, like, what am I doing to remind you, to put you back in that space of that unhappy relationship? That's where my mind would go. And then I would I would be annoyed. Like, why are you thinking about her? But then it makes me think, okay, well, I'm doing something for you to be in the headspace that you were with that girl. So it's kind of a good, cringy way, I guess, to check your girl.
See, I'm all up in your head right now. You're overthinking this thing right now. You're thinking, all right, why am I acting like this ex? Why are you thinking about your ex? Am I doing something to make you think about the ex? Am I acting crazy? Was she crazy? Who's crazy, or me or her? Is he an asshole? Am I the asshole? Who's crazy? I don't know what's happening right now. Why am I talking out loud right now? This is how girls go through their mind right now. What's happening right here? All right, cool, it's crazy. All right, cool. I'm sorry, baby. I'm so sorry. Yeah. That just all went through that crazy girl's head right there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just going through my head right now. Maybe I got some issues that I got to deal with. I don't know. But I love these tactics, is my point. I love these tactics. So every once in a while, there's these little gems. Boom, boom. Your girl's fighting. Gentlemen, try that on your woman. I want to know how that works.
I don't know if you should try that, though.
Try it on your woman.
You can try it. Good luck. I don't think that's a good... I don't think that's good.
You're acting like my ex? You don't think that's good advice?
No, I don't think that's good advice.
Really?
No, I don't. That's a fight way.
Wow. Well, it's already a fight. She's going crazy.
Correct. But you could say, listen, babe, I'm going to give us some space, give us some time. Let's get back to this in a day. Let's take a moment, take a break, and come back to it in a day. But for you to compare your ex to, like, maybe a moment, that's also very insulting.
Interesting. Yeah?
So.
I got
See?
the peanut gallery over here.
Oh, the men are shaking yes.
Joey, would you ever... by the way, shout out to Joey over here. It's his
Happy
birthday.
birthday, Joey.
Thank you. Recently married, now his birthday. Would you ever try this line on your wife? You're acting like my ex right now.
Maybe before I was married, yeah. This is my first time being married. I can't say, hey, you're acting like my ex-wife.
Yeah. By the way, happy birthday. Shout out to fake Drake right there, Joey.
Fake Drake.
What's up?
He's the realist.
Shout out to fake Drake. Okay, so listen, sometimes, sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes I don't give out the best advice, apparently. Thought this would be great.
No.
I thought this guy's doing videos. We've used him before. Remember the video where
Yes.
he's like, all right, you want to pay rent? All right,
Yeah, what's up, bro?
What's up, bro? Bro, all right, I love that video.
Yeah.
We invited them on the podcast. We'll see when they're going to come on.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't think that's a good advice?
No, I don't think it's good
Okay.
advice. Now, if you're joking, you're like, oh my gosh, you're acting like my ex. That's different. But if you're like in a full-on argument and his response is, you're acting like my ex, you're done.
All right.
You're activated the crazy.
Okay. Well, I stand corrected. You guys let me know in the comments if I F this thing up right now. All right. But kind of like that, what that homie was doing right there. I kind of liked it. I don't know.
I know you did.
All right. Speaking of ex, before we get to the happy ending, before we get some tickets, someone had an ex that they lost $33 billion from.
Uh-oh.
And now they're about to marry another woman with potentially no prenup. I don't know. Allegations. Of course, I'm
Interesting.
talking about Jeff Bezos's new engagement to one Lauren Sanchez, who I actually saw pictures of her when she was younger. She was pretty hot. Now I think she looks like a reptile woman. You know how I feel about that.
Bezos is looking good, though. There's some pictures of like his
Oh,
arms.
yeah?
Yeah, he's doing his thing.
You want the Amazon Poppy in your life?
I'll take that Prime.
That's prime time delivery. That'll be there in 2 to 3 days, no doubt.
You're so funny.
Okay? You're not going to have to pay extra shipping for that package.
I got my man to give me my packages. Don't worry.
Anyway, you're not trying to replace Lauren Sanchez with...
No, I'm good.
Okay.
Very happy where I am.
So Jeff Bezos worth, I don't know, 150 billion at this point. By the way, she's no slouch. Apparently, she's worth 30 million.
Oh.
I think she was married to Tony Gonzalez at one point.
Oh, she's a professional
who's a Hall of
wife?
Famer tight end. She's a professional what?
Wife?
She's a professional wife.
Yeah, right?
Oh, wow.
She just went from one husband to the next.
Professional
and
wife.
then she got money from...
Professional wife. You know what? I'm gonna quit my job. I'm just gonna be a professional husband. Just a professional
Good.
husband.
Hopefully you get a
Ladies,
professional
I'm
wife.
for hire. I'm a great husband. I'm gonna treat you right. I'm gonna take you out. I'm gonna pay for all the dates. No, you are actually, because I'm a professional husband.
There you go.
All right. I'm gonna give you sex whenever you want it. Why?
But
Because I'm a professional husband.
But sometimes those
I'm gonna do
women-
whatever you want me to do. Why? Because I'm a professional husband.
Well-
Oh, you need me to massage you? Sure, I got you, baby. Take off your pants. Why? Because I'm a professional husband. This is what I do.
Well,
You want me
sometimes-
to go pick up the kids? Yeah, I'll do that. I'm a professional husband. I wish life that worked that way for men.
Well, sometimes these women, they go through these divorces and they learn how to go through them so that, on to their next person that they marry, they're able to prepare and
Professional wives.
do that.
I feel like every single girl who's on the Housewives of fill in the blank is just a professional housewife. Professional wife.
But they're also actresses and actors, so
You mean reality TV ain't real?
no,
Holy
unfortunately,
shit.
I'm sorry.
Anyway, so according to Jeff Bezos, it's still unclear of what the prenup will be. I feel like some people around him have to be like, Jeff, you stupid son of a fucking Amazon Prime bitch. You better sign a goddamn prenup here. You lost $33 billion to your ex-wife. Now you're about to marry this professional shark, professional wife who just goes around wifing up dudes, taking that loot. You just got taken to the cleaners, and now you're going to do another fucking wedding without a prenup? Step into my office, Bezos. Why? Because you're fucking fired for that type of mentality. How is this possible? So hopefully he comes to his better senses and has a prenup all around him. Hopefully he has CFOs, CMOs, C-suite executives, lawyers, attorneys, estate planners, fiduciaries surrounding him being like, Mr. Bezos, please sign these documents. We've already prepared them for you. Just add your signature. Protect your wealth. We have a whole company and a litany of companies that are relying on you not getting taken to the cleaners. By the way, one of them is a fucking cleaning company. Let's make sure that one doesn't go out of business. Okay? Now, word on the street is...
You're triggered. You're so upset. He's gonna do this. I'm curious to see what that conversation was. I want to know what she said to him for him to be like, okay.
Apparently, word on the street is, again, this is all allegedly, but everyone speculates. Part of the prenup that may or may not even happen is she will be paid at least $1 million for every year they're married. So you talk about being a professional wife. This bitch is a
locked in.
motherfucking professional wife. Pay me $1 million a year, Jeff Bezos. I'm gonna be your late night booty call. I'll be cooking. I'll be cleaning. Fuck you. Pay me.
But
wife status.
Look at her too. Her body is. Look at that picture we just showed of her. Her body's in check, right? I mean,
Let's see
her
the
face is a
picture.
little bit. Yeah, look at her body.
Yeah, her body looks good.
She's body. Okay,
Face
yeah.
looks like a reptile. That's fine.
But that's also a preference.
Yeah.
That's also
you
a
know,
preference.
Bestiality.
Yes.
That's his ex-wife, by the way, right there.
And even
Mackenzie
look at him.
Bezos.
Look at even him then versus now. Look
Yeah.
at him then now. He's got that wealth belly now. Look how small he was now. There. And go up again. Got that wealth belly. Got the arms. He looks happy.
That wealth
she looks
belly.
happy.
You eating good, Jeff.
Yeah, he's eating good.
You eating real good.
Uh-huh.
Okay. What's a wealth belly on a woman?
I don't know. I don't think women have wealth bellies.
That's just a baby.
Yeah, it's just a baby.
Okay. You know, we all listen, Bezos. I know that you always hit me up for my advice. You slide in my DMs. I get it. You send me packages all the time. I don't reply. I just keep the packages. You know, that's just what I do. But here's my piece of advice for you. This was not asked for, but it's being given. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Learn from your mistakes, Jeff Bezos. Learn from giving away $33 billion to your ex-wife. Don't get taken to the cleaners by the latest one. Sure, pay her $1 million a year. That's fine. That is a drop in the bucket of your wealth. But when you start losing billions to a wife that didn't work out, somebody return that package on Amazon Delivery Prime, okay? That's all. That's my whole thing. So there we go. That's Jeff Bezos. Before we wrap this thing up, we want to do the happy ending. We want to give away some tickets.
Let's do.
Or we want to read some super chats.
Let's do the super chats so we can get through those. Alrighty.
All right.
Here we go.
Let's
see.
On a Tuesday.
Okay.
Matthew McConaughey.
Let me get to the other chat I missed. Okay. So we'll start off with Just Jerry Podcast. Shout out to you, by the way. I always see you in the chat. We appreciate you.
I like
Thank
when
you
you actually look up and look in the camera while you're reading. Is that possible?
Shout out to you.
Can
yes.
you do both?
I will try.
Yeah.
Just Jerry said, save that money. W collabs with Fresh and Fit. Then we have Alejandro Aguera, Natalya Delvalle. You're the epitome of beauty. Thank you. Thank God I could read that, huh?
Stop simping, bro. Stop simping.
Stop simping.
Call her a dumb bitch. She'll respond better. Letting you know.
That's for the space.
Ain't that right, you dumb bitch? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Just be kidding. Then we have Rob Buradex. Thanks for the story, Sauce. You just made me want to be the third guy. Then we have
third guy?
I think the third guy in your story, because there was 4 of them. I think he wants to be one of them.
Which story?
The one with Vin Diesel.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Vin Diesel.
Mm-hmm. Then we have
in that party.
Yeah, that party.
All right, buddy. Tickets are on sale.
And then we have Beaten Cheeks. I'll be there. Do not put me in the raffle. I will get a regular ticket. We'll talk soon. Getting my flight out to you now. Yay! Woo! We'll see you here. Then we have Chuck D. Valuetainment rocks. You rock. Then we have John. It's one thing to not step on your homeboys, but why do men on these podcasts allow friends to demean women so much? It's disgusting watching the red pill guys act macho and people allowing it. Supporting incel community. Then we have the masculine investor, Nat. I can tell you're having a rough day. I'm actually kind of a little tired. I actually drove back from my hometown this morning, but I'm here. I'm happy and good to go. Keep your head up. Good vibes going. Then we have.
Nice. Thanks for that advice, buddy. Who was that?
That was from the masculine investor.
All right.
I look a little.
He's a masculine investor. I mean,
We
I
love
like every
that.
part of that. He's hopefully saving that money, investing that money, and being a man. I mean,
Yes. Hopefully we see you at the live
Hell
event. Yes. Then we have TRC. I got 8 babies, 6 boys, 2 girls, 3 baby mamas.
He's got what? What does TRC have?
8 babies, 6 boys, and 2 girls.
TRC's putting in that work.
Yes.
Out there in Russia.
And then we also had one from Bitcoin Bandit. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna read it because it's just causing a little bit of drama. But
Is he being rude?
He's being a little rude, but that's okay. I'll let you guys have your super chats. You guys are in the chat. You know.
Is it worth it for $5 to read a rude comment
It's
or
really
no?
not. I mean, at the end of the day, you guys are entitled.
I'm giving you the call here. For $5, do you want to lose all your integrity
No, I'm good.
and your self-esteem for $5?
I'm good. Here's the
Or
thing.
is it $4.99?
It's $4.99.
Because if it was $5, I think you should do it.
No, it's okay.
But for
It's $4.99.
$4.99, you should completely throw yourself under the bus. I think you should ruin your day for $5.
Okay, well, I don't.
For $20, you could say anything you want. You could go slap Nat in the face for $20 if that's what you want to do.
Definitely not.
By the way, I think it's. I think Nat. Let me defend you for a second. Can I?
Yes.
Can I say
you
a few words?
Sure.
Look, we do our best job out here. Okay, we invite all sorts of people on here. People you agree with, people you disagree with, people you're fans of, people you hate. It's all good. We love putting together content that is valuable and entertaining. Sometimes you're gonna love what we do. Sometimes you're gonna get pissed off. Sometimes you're not gonna like the interactions. Sometimes you're gonna get butthurt, and that's fine. Sometimes we're gonna read the comments. Sometimes we're not. But we have a mission that we're gonna keep going. And it is not our job to appease everybody. We're gonna be nice to whoever's on here. We're not gonna disrespect people. We've learned our lessons. But we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. And listen, I've had mistakes. Nat's had mistakes. Guests have had mistakes. We're not solving for perfection here. We're solving for progress. That's what PBD says. Do any of you motherfuckers out there walk on water? Nobody, okay? Everyone's entitled to mistakes. So lighten up a little bit. Now, Nat's had a lot of W's. She's had a couple L's. But Nat's back on the podcast.
I'm here.
She ain't going anywhere. You can call for her job. We're still going to have her as the sidekick here. Now, if I fire Nat, that's on me.
Yeah.
But you ain't calling for her head, and I ain't listening to that. So I respect what you do, and I appreciate what you do. And some people are really nasty in the comments. And listen, if that's how you want to roll in life and just be nasty to a girl that I've hired to be the co-host here, that Valuetainment basically has condoned, we want her a part of this show, we love what she's doing. Hey, bro, if it's worth $4.99 to you to make nasty comments, reevaluate your life, homie. It's all good. So, Nat, you also have a voice.
Yes.
I think one of the things that I appreciate on this show is speak your voice. Say what you want to say. It could be right. It could be wrong. You might get G-checked. You might not. I might say, hey, that's a great point. It's all good. But for the people out there that are like, get your bitch in line. Why is she talking? It's like, who operates in life like that? Okay? Again, Nat has a voice. She could say what she wants to say. You can agree, you can disagree, but she has a voice, okay? So keep doing your thing.
Thanks, Sos.
And if you're ever out of pocket, I'm gonna let you know when to be quiet.
I know you will.
Now you can talk again.
Thanks, Sos.
Keep going, girl.
Thank you for that, Sos. I enjoy being part of your team and
Thank you,
being your
Nat.
fan. And then I have another chat. Last few we have on here. On the leadership topic, I think a lot of great leaders don't know they are great leaders until they get thrown into the fire. It's happened to me. Then we have Bean Cheeks again. He said, have my clase azul reposado ready for my arrival, staying in Fort Lauderdale and Miami the second night. And then let me see other chat. Let me just make sure before I miss any. I don't see. Okay. I think that's it. I'm actually looking for one more, but Sos, if you want to start with the happy ending, and then I'll read the last few, and then we can do the raffle.
Okay.
Okay?
Time for the happy ending. Holy shit, if I can find this
Wait,
video.
let me actually see. I think I have it.
Before I do the happy ending, is it possible, let me try to find this video real quick.
Reddit. Okay, no, that's it
So
for
you
Super
do your
Chats.
thing.
Okay, so that's it for Super Chats. I want to say, do we have enough for the raffle?
We came a little short.
Came a little short.
How many?
How many?
Short. Like 6.
6
All
short.
right, so we're not giving away
All
tickets
right, no
today.
raffle today, guys. But it's okay. Stay
No
tuned. Make
raffle
sure you guys.
today.
Oh, make sure you guys follow our Valuetainment account for any updates and anything in that matter when it comes to the event. You don't want to miss out on that, and that's on Instagram. And we'll put the Instagram for Valuetainment down below as well, so you guys can keep up with that. And then also, we also have a phone number for you to text SOSCAST Let me get that phone number for you guys. Yeah, so if you guys want any information when it comes to live event, you can also text podcast. But for right now, for the event, this event, you'll type SOSCAST to this number, 310-340-1132. Again, that is 310-340-1132. And you'll type SOSCAST, and you'll get a link with all the information for the event. And then moving forward, if you want all podcast updates for live events, you'll just type podcast after that as well. And you'll get all updates when it comes to any of the live events we'll be having here at the Valuetainment Studios. And then let me just make sure that's it for chats. Alrighty, awesome. Thank you guys for the super chats. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe. Do all those fun things, and we will finish strong with the
I'm trying to find this
ending.
video, but anyway, we'll finish up right now. It's from the UFC fight.
Which one? Oh, with
Adesanya. Yeah.
Oh, we have it.
I have it.
Okay, no, but I'm trying to show an after party video.
Oh.
Okay.
We want to
I
see
can't
the
find
afters.
it. Anyway, it was great.
Meet me at the after party.
I missed that. All right, all good, no worries. It's time for the happy ending where we try to give you a little piece of happiness or a little, take to the end to kind of make your life a little bit better. I was at this fight with PBD and the Valuetainment team, Mario, Leo, Kai, we're all there, Vinny. Rogan got us seats, 6 seats at UFC, and it was the Israel Adesanya championship fight. Against Pareja, I believe. And he grabs the mic from Joe Rogan. This is after he knocked out the dude. And he goes, I just want to say a few words. And it's about happiness. And I thought it was a very apropos ending. I know it's a little late, but roll this clip and see if this resonates with you.
Let me just hold the mic real quick.
Yes, sir. Hey, shush, listen up. I want to say something. People, Earth, I need to say something. Listen to me. I hope every one of you behind your screens or in this arena can feel this level of happiness just one time in your life. I hope all of you can feel how fucking happy I am just one time in your life. But guess what? You will never feel this level of happiness if you don't go for something in your own life. When they knock you down, when they try and shit on you, when they talk shit about you, and they try and put their foot on your neck. If you stay down, you will never ever get that resolve. Fortify your mind and feel this level of happiness as you rise. One time in your life, but I'm blessed to be able to feel this shit again and again and again and again and again.
Wow, fortify your life. Wow, I'm fired up.
One time in your life. I mean, you can just say, listen, when you put in that much work and you become a champion, how many times do you think that guy's been literally punched in the face? How many times he's been kicked in the groin? How many times he's been knocked down, literally spit on, blood, bruises, scrapes. But what does he keep doing? He gets back up and he keeps fighting. Yeah. And that's what happens when you put in that level of work and you win at the highest level. The happiness is such an amazing feeling. It has to be. So, are you going to be the next UFC champion? No. Are you going to be winning an NBA championship? No. But what are you working on that's going to get you to that next level? And when you get that promotion, when you get that raise, when you get that recognition, when you buy that new car, when you buy that house, whenever you get married, when you have kids, whatever it is in your life that you're working on so freaking diligently and so hard and putting in the effort that you're working on, you care about so freaking much and you're so passionate about, and you win. Oh, bro. I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
Getting goosebumps. So I hope you appreciate that message.
Yes.
Because the most important thing you can do is give a fuck.
Yeah.
You know, some people are like, I don't give a fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck, man. I don't give a shit. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. It's like, I love people who give a fuck.
Yeah.
Okay? I know Nat on this show, she gives a fuck.
Yes.
Give fuckitness. Okay? You know, this, like, that's an actual adjective, verb, or whatever.
Is it?
So if you are around people that just don't give a fuck, don't expect much out of them. Okay? Now, there's a difference between someone who's like nonchalant, like, yeah, I don't care, bro. It's all good, whatever you want. Like, that's a different vibe. That's cool. That's all good. But when they're like, nah, bro, I don't really give a shit, bro. I don't give a fuck, dog. I don't give a fuck. Like, you've seen these people?
Yes.
I can't stand these types of people.
Same.
Because if there's anything about me, I give a fuck.
I know you do. I know you do.
Okay? I care. I wouldn't do this kind of stuff if I didn't care.
Right.
I don't work on things because I'm like, whatever. Meh, schmeh, meh. I don't really care. It's like I like working on things that I care about.
Yes.
So I hope that you give a shit about what you're doing, and then if you keep working on it, you'll reach that level of happiness because you put in the work. You know what? You know who does not feel that level of happiness?
Who?
Some things that comes easy to people. Yeah, you know, I'm a trust fund baby. I just got $1 million. I just got $10 million. Yeah, whatever. It's cool.
Yeah.
You talk about someone who made $10 million that put in the work and had an exit from their company. That's a different level of happiness.
Yes.
Because they took them a decade to do it. So anyway, I hope you appreciate that video. I hope you appreciated this episode of the SOSCAST. We're wrapping up right now. I'm sorry we weren't able to give away a raffle for these free tickets for the event. I'm sorry, but you're going to miss out on a sick event Friday, June 2nd, Fresh and Fit in the house here at Valuetainment. The event's going to be sick. Shout out to Myron for being on today.
We've actually crossed over the 100 mark of our tickets. Well past over 100 mark.
Okay.
Wrapping up with the tickets.
Thank you for that update. All right, guys. Link below in the bio. In the description. Live event, $59.90 liveevent.com. Get your last minute tickets for Fresh and Fit here on the SOSCAST on Valuetainment. We will see you at the next show we do. We'll be live here.
Whoop, whoop.
In front of a live studio audience. That's the next show we're doing here.
Yay.
Okay? So until then, I hope you find that level of happiness. I hope you actually spend that money. Get some tickets to this event, and then you can go on saving that money and do what you do. We'll see you guys on Friday at the live event with Fresh and Fit here at Valuetainment. We out. Peace.